Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez resuming the criminal docket for the 210th District Court for December 13, 2022. Again, all matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our next case, please?
In cause number 2018-0D03475, State of Texas versus Ivan Corral. Announcement of counsel, please.
Samantha Rao on behalf of the state. State Attorney, Your Honor.
Pedro Hernandez, Deputy Public Defender with the Mental Health Advocacy and Litigation Unit. On behalf of Ms. Ivan Corral, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
And Ms. Corral is also appearing remotely. We are scheduled for a probation status hearing today. While we were on break, I was able to fully review the case summary from probation. It looks like we're continuing to have issues with the monitor. However, I understand Ms. Corral has been going through some health issues and actually could hear her right now. Yes, I saw in here the DWI case was declined and turned into a criminal mischief, and she already pled on that, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
How much, Ms. Corral, how much are you paying a month for the monitor?
Actually, I just got a new monitor. It's a lot better than the other one for sure. They haven't, I have to pay tomorrow for calibration $20. They said that they would contact me with the monthly fee, and they haven't contacted me. So tomorrow when I go, I'll find out how much, sorry, I run out of breath when I talk.
No worries.
How much exactly I'll be getting, how much I'll be having to pay monthly thereafter.
How much were you paying with the other monitor?
Oh my Lord, I'm right now, Ms. Reza, my probation officer, has to sign off on some papers. I believe they haven't stopped charging me, and I'm at $400, so I'm gonna have to dispute that.
Okay, Carla, is that report correct? She's paid the fine in full and court costs, and she's got a small delay on probation fees. Is all that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor, her court costs and fine have been paid off. And that is the probation balance.
Probation fees will be fully paid tomorrow.
Her probation fees were already modified for them to be at $25. Therefore, she does have, she's only in arrears $137.
Yeah. I mean, that goes a long way because I know the struggles she's been through. How about residence-wise? You're squared away with that? You have a place?
I have a beautiful home, Lord have mercy on Jesus. I'm so happy. It's very quiet. I live at the end of a cul-de-sac off of Mount Wood and Traywood.
You don't have to say. You don't have to say. So that's all good news. Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to tell me anything or?
As far as I know, my client has COVID, Your Honor. That's the new information I have. I know the state wants to test her. I'm not even sure she should go switch to a monitor tomorrow. But I guess that's not my decision, but she probably shouldn't be breathing into machines tomorrow. But Your Honor, I mean, I don't know how you address those issues.
So I think I'm satisfied with the monitoring that we've done thus far. And the only thing, I know there are some other concerns. That wasn't the only, when we started to have some trouble, that wasn't the only concern. The monitor was because she had picked up the DWI. I am going to rescind and not require that Ms. Corral have a monitor period at this point. So we're taking off the monitor. However, she will be subject still to testing. So what do we have right now in terms of testing, Carla? Is it just like a random a month, or what is it?
Yeah, you had, the court had instructed, Your Honor, for her to be tested at least monthly. My understanding is that she has been instructed by Ms. Garza to go and test. She did show up, and the last one collected was on October 13th, which was negative. My understanding to date is that she hasn't gone, but I know it's also due to financial because they do require them to pay for their testing.
Okay, so we're gonna keep that because, you know, we're gonna keep the testing. I just don't want you to get off track. Is this well, yeah, it is. It's turned on. This is on it. So, that's where I am right now. I really don't need to have her back. She's on probation until 2024. I don't need to have her back unless it's helpful. You know, Ms. Corral, I think, has come a long way since we first started having issues. The only concern I have is with the lack of kind of these check-ins that she may get off track, but I don't know how I don't know if I want to go forward with any other check-ins. I don't know, Ms. Corral, you want to come see me in 6 months, or you think you got it on,
I don't mind. I really don't mind. I just want you to see that my progress and.
Well, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in this report, and that's why I'm removing the monitor. But I know in the past, we've had discussions about just various, I don't know, life stressors, things of that nature, and we get off track. And I don't want you to get off track because
Fortunately, all my bills are paid in full. I was able to save for Christmas gifts as well. I'm gonna pay off that the Intoxalot in payments, and everything is good. I'm just trying really hard to recover from this COVID. It's hard to breathe.
she's on the specialized caseload, Carla, is the substance abuse caseload. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, but she did complete that program already, so she was referred back to regular probation supervision with her previous officer before she was admitted to the substance abuse caseload.
Is there anything else? Is she taking any other kind of like life skills, things of that? None of that? We're good.
She already completed, Judge, her treatment. She's completed everything. I mean, the only thing she's actually lacking is community service, but other than that, she has completed all other requirements.
All right. I'm good. I will see you in 6 months, Ms. Corral, just because I want to say hi and make sure that you're still on track. If I see you before then, it's gonna mean that something's wrong, and I don't want that to happen.
God bless you.
If I may just add, it shows here that she's also attending and she's compliant with mental health services as well. She's attending doctor's.
So we're good. We're good. We're good. We'll see you in 6 months. We'll
Thank
do
you.
just like this. Get
Your Honor,
well.
do I remain on the case or is the public defender off at this point?
How about you stay on just for that 6-month check-in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that good?
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, before we finish, just to, we're gonna submit the modification, resending the monitor. Did you want anything specified for the testing? On the
No,
modification?
I think the once a month is what I want in place going forward.
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
it. That's it. Okay.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thanks
Happy
a lot.
holidays.
Same to you. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
God
Who's
bless.
next?
Bottom of page 15, Judge,
Mhm.
in cause number 2022 0D0 0358 and 2022 0D0 0481, State of Texas versus Sergio Quesada, announcement of council.
Samantha Rock on behalf of the state. State's ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Huffman, you're muted. And then where is Mr. Quesada here?
No, Judge, and he did not check in, Judge.
Okay. So
Judge, I spoke to his sister. His phone does not work. I spoke to his sister last week and I called again today. I spoke to her in the morning. She said her mom was going to rush to his house, but and they were going to call me, and now his sister's not answering.
yeah, so he's MIA. Did we let me see. What kind of bond is he on? He's on a PR bond. Is this the one that was like not appearing here, but he was reporting to PR bond? Let me see.
That sounds about right, Your Honor.
Let's find out. Okay, so we have an email back on the 21st of October about the same thing. What, Marissa, what's his bond? I'm
Let
seeing
me check
something
your-
about PR, but the email that I'm reading now back on these two cases is that he's with Lone Star Bail Bonds and he's been checking in, recently broke his phone. He's using his brother's phone. He has a new phone number. And he called in. We don't have any contacts from him?
Me, my office personally, no, Judge. Just his sister.
Did you have a 303 number for him?
Judge, according to his sister, his phone broke, his phone's not, he doesn't have a phone at the moment.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, do you have a 303 number for him?
Let me see.
And I show he's on a $10,000 PR bond. Is that right?
So that 303-4896 is his sister's phone.
Okay. All right. I don't have a PR report from him. Myrna, can you contact PR, please? And get me a report on Mr. Quesada. I show him on PR bond on 0481, and I guess he's with Lone Star on 0358. In any event, he's not here. So, Mr. Marufo, can you check outside, make sure Mr. Quesada isn't sitting out there?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we'll come back to this one though. Yeah. Is there a rec on these cases, Ms. Drago?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me pull it. Both cases, 7 deferred family violence findings in standard
How much
terms, Your Honor.
deferred?
7, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Hepburn, you've never spoken with him?
No, I haven't, Your Honor.
Okay.
But my office has had contact with him. But I think the last contact we had, back in October.
Yeah, that looks like when we last heard something from him. And to be clear, Mr. Marufo, he didn't check in, right?
No, Judge, and he's not outside either.
And he's not outside. Okay, so yeah, well, we're gonna pull both of those bonds. See if we can get his attention.
And
No.
I'll try to contact him all day today and see if we can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait for it. So let him know there's gonna be warrants out for him.
Understood.
Okay, so we have future settings on Mr. Quesada, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Next setting is January 31st.
Okay, sounds good. All righty. Let me see, there was some, Miss King, who are you here on?
Judge, Mr. Murphy told me that to log in for Juan Ramirez, but I already emailed you the signed release.
Okay, then you're good to go.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, who's next?
Middle of page 18, Judge.
Mhm.
Let me bring Miss Puga in.
Uga. All right, go ahead.
In cause number 2015-0D03926, State of Texas versus Patricia Puga. Announcement of council, please.
Samantha Rogg on behalf of the state. State Attorney Honor.
Christina Chavez for adult probation.
And Ms. Puga is appearing remotely as well, though I think it may be freezing. Ms. Puga, can you hear us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm just going through Ms. Chavez.
Cutting off a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that there are some issues. I'm not sure. We may not be able to fix that. If you feel you can log out and log back in, but that might, it looks like an internet issue. So if you'll just hang tight, Ms. Puga.
Okay.
It looks like we're working through the program, Ms. Chavez. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. I did speak to her counselor from Aliviane. She's still in the Aliviane Women's Residential. She's making great efforts. She's trying. They can tell she's trying to work on her recovering her sobriety. They said she's doing fine. There was an incident last week with the baby. Ms. Puga wasn't happy with the daycare. And they're working through that. She reached out to CPS. They're going to try to correct that problem. No concerns at this time. They would like to move forward with the program. She did phase up to phase 2. And she's been complying with EHN, Your Honor.
Ms. Puga, that's a good thing. I know, just going in there is not going to make everything automatic, right? Like everything's not going to be perfect just because you started the program, and I know there are going to be difficulties, but I think this is a very, very good report. And I want you to continue to work through that for you, for your little girl. I really don't have much to say unless you have something for Ms. Puga, because I think you're on track right now. I don't know that I have another setting, but I will want to check in with you again. Ms. Chavez, is this the one where it's like, they have limited access in terms of being able to appear at hearings, or?
No, Aliviane is very flexible. They're very supportive. If she needs to appear, they'll help her log on. They'll talk to us.
Ms. Puga, what I'm going to do, what would be, Ms. Chavez, I'm not sure in terms of how the timetable is for this program. When would be a good time, do you think, to come and check in? Is it 45 days, 60, or shorter than that, do you think?
I believe it's a 90-day program. She's already on phase 2, maybe within the next 30 days to see if she phases up, or 45 days would be fine. We'll continue to communicate with her counselor. I believe you requested weekly basis. And we'll notify you if there's any changes or if anything needs, if you need to see her sooner.
Let's do 45 days. That'll get us towards the end of January, I guess. I will say this, please continue to work the program, but also if anything should come up that brings you concern, communicate that to your probation officer. Clearly, it looks like when you've identified things, you've identified, I think, the proper resource to assist you there. So if you need to see me go through probation before the end of January, and then we'll see where you are. I wish you absolute best and continued success in your treatment, okay?
Thank you so much for giving me a second chance to keep my daughter. And I'm really trying. This time's different. I know this is my last chance, and I just really appreciate the second chance that you gave me with my daughter, and because she could have gone to foster care, and it just means a lot to me that you believe in me.
If you believe in yourself, you're gonna be fine, Miss Puga. Do what you
Okay,
can,
thank
okay?
you.
All right, all right. We'll see you in 45 days. All right, thank you, Ms. Chavez. I appreciate
Okay.
the updates. The details were very important.
Thank you, Your Honor. May be excused.
You may. Take care. All right, who's next?
Judges, staying on page 18, middle page 18. Mr. Carmona is here on a Ramirez one.
So they signed off on that, Mr. Carmona. I think
Okay.
Ms. King, she was just on right now. I just wanted her to sign off on the order. So as soon as I get to my emails, I'll sign off on that.
I appreciate it, Judge. Thank you so much. May I be excused?
Okay, thank you. Who's next?
So take care.
You too.
Second on page 19, Judge.
Mhm.
Let me bring in Mr. Mendoza. In cause number 2022-0D03508, State of Texas versus Hector Elias Mendoza. Announcement of council, please.
Samantha Rogg on behalf of the state. State's ready, Your Honor.
That Mr. Huffman?
Yes, Judge.
I apologize, Judge. Which case?
Hector Mendoza?
Oh, yes. Sorry, Judge. Rick Huffman on behalf of Hector Mendoza.
Mr. Mendoza is appearing as well. He's appearing remotely. This was a reset from last week. There has been an amended motion to quash the indictment. I did not see that before today, so let me go ahead and look at it. But Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Your Honor, the concern that we have, Your Honor, is Mr. Mendoza was indicted, and it's a continuous assault. So there's, two within 12 months. The state has alleged on the first incident, basically grabbing her wrist, and the state has provided reports, video, all the evidence has been basically uploaded in the portal on that first incident. And our concerns on the second incident, and in the indictment, it just alleges an assault. It doesn't specify any kind of manner and means.
Mhm.
And the state has not provided any reports, any police reports, any kind of evidence from that second incident. So I did provide a case, Your Honor, and while the state doesn't need to allege a manner and means in this type of case, in a continuous assault case, that's the case that I submitted. It does need to provide us proper notice so that we can prepare a defense. And without knowing literally anything about the second allegation, it's almost impossible to prepare any type of defense.
Where's the case that you're referring to, Mr. Huffman?
So I submitted it to Ms. Rago as well as Ms. Myrna. It's Stukes, and it's a court of appeals case out of Houston. There's not a whole lot, Judge, as far as case law on the continuous assault. That case actually.
Could you spell that, please?
Stukes. And Judge, that case, it does say that the manner and means does not need to be alleged in the indictment. But it does refer to, there's a separate kind of notice requirement that basically requires the state to give us enough notice so that we can prepare a defense. And that's Article 1, Section 10 of the Texas Constitution. And in that case, in the Stukes case, Judge, it does mention that they can provide notice outside of the indictment through reports, video, things like that, so that we can prepare defense. But in our case, we don't have any reports from that second incident. So,
Myrna, do you have the case that Mr. Huffman, did you receive an email with that case? It's not referenced in the motion that I can see, the amended motion.
I need to check on that, Judge. Give me a minute.
and interestingly, Judge, that there's a case cited in the case that I sent in that Stooks case called Cruz. And in Cruz is just an assault. It's just a misdemeanor assault. And in the Cruz case, the state does have to provide the manner and means in the information. And I thought that was kind of interesting, but this being a continuous case, they do not have to. According to the Court of Appeals in Houston, they do not have to provide the manner and means in the indictment. But I thought that was kind of interesting that the courts do require them to provide that manner and means for a regular assault, but not for a continuous assault. But like I said, Judge, they do have to give us adequate notice of what the allegations are so that we can prepare a defense under Article 1, Section 10.
Okay, Ms. Rago? Oh,
Yes,
I'm sorry, Mr. Huffman, go ahead.
Well, Judge, I do have I can forward the case to Your Honor. I believe I do have your email address, so I can forward that right now, Judge.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
I just sent you that email with the information.
Okay, as soon as I get it, I'll look at it. Ms. Rago, or were you finished, Mr. Huffman?
I am, Judge.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Rago.
Yes, Your Honor. In reference to Mr. Huffman, I'm referring to the criminal laws of Texas. You can't see it. It's the County Attorney Association. This is section 25.11, continuous violence. This is page 55. It indicates the state is not required to allege the manner and means of each underlying assault in an indictment. And this is, I'm actually referencing the same case as Mr. Huffman, which is States v. Stooks. And I'll put it actually in the chat so everyone can see it.
You can just state it for the record.
Okay. This is State v. Stooks, STUKES 490 period Southwest 3D 571 Texas app Houston 14th District 2016 no petition. This indicated indictment for continuous offense generally do not require to allege elements of manner or means of the underlying or predicate offenses, Your Honor. If Mr. Huffman is concerned, I do have the arrest warrant, and this is on, let me see specifically which case this is. I believe it's the December 23rd, 2021 case. I can request that to be uploaded on portal if that is Mr. Huffman's concern, Your Honor.
Okay, so I mean, there's two incidents, right? And what I believe Mr. Huffman is saying is irrespective of the manner and means being in the indictment, what he doesn't have is on portal or anything with respect to the second incident, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that would fix
Hold on,
it.
Mr. Huffman. And are you telling me, Ms. Rago, that that is not available on portal right now?
Not right now, Your Honor. I do have, I pulled up the warrant. I'll download it. I can get it uploaded to portal or just send it in an email to Mr. Huffman and CCU, whatever Mr. Huffman would prefer.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes, Judge.
go ahead.
Your Honor, that would fix our concern if it gives us notice and allows us, to prepare some kind of defense.
I'll revert.
But
Okay.
But I guess we can wait to see what they provide us with. And if I don't feel it's enough notice, maybe we can re-raise the issue.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. State, you have until close of business tomorrow to have whatever information that council has referenced regarding that additional incident. We are going to reconvene on the motion to quash at 11 a.m. on Thursday. If there's a continued issue, I will hear from you then, Mr. Huffman. If it's been resolved, then it's been resolved. All right.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Rocco, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. Okay, who's next?
Top of page 19, Judge.
Mhm.
In cause number 2018-0D03681, State of Texas versus Kevin Eugene Birdsong. Announcement of council, please.
Samantha Rogg on behalf of the state. State's ready, Your Honor.
I don't know if Mr. Salas counter with anything.
Edward Hernandez, on behalf of Mr. Deputy Public Defender with the Mental Health Advocacy and Litigation Unit, on behalf of Kevin Birdsong, ready to proceed, Your Honor?
Okay, Mr. Birdsong is connecting to audio. There he is. He's appearing remotely as well. Where are we? I remember his situation. So where are we with Mr. Birdsong?
Your Honor, this is the one that we're waiting to either transfer or allow to move.
Mhm.
I spoke to Mr. Birdsong, and right now his situation is when he got out of jail, he got into a 6-month lease. So we're asking for him to be able to allow to transfer, but not until like March when his lease runs out. Otherwise, he's got to pay 2 different apartments in 2 different cities at the same time, Your Honor.
Mr. Birdsong, when does do you know what date is his lease up?
Mr. Birdsong, you muted it. I know it's in March sometime, Your Honor, but
Mr. Birdsong? If
look
you-
for the little red phone and or microphone. But not the hang up button.
Mr. Birdsong, do you know the date that your lease is up?
Yeah, I got the lease now. I found it.
Okay.
It's a, hold on. It, oh, here it is. It says from September 28th to March 28th of 2023.
Okay, we're gonna come back on March 23rd at 11 a.m. for a probation status hearing. He's here for now, Mr. Hernandez. He is to continue on, let me see, let me get the report.
Yes, Your Honor, and I believe he's already spoken to the probation officer. They suggested the same thing, that they just come back and maybe in February or March, work out the transfer.
It looks like you have to do BIP class still. So complete that BIP class, continue to do what you're supposed to be doing on probation, continue to report. We're gonna come back on that March date for a probation status hearing. It looks like probation is working on a transfer. Well, at least that's what I see. The probation department will start the transfer process in January as the receiving state has up to 45 days to make their acceptance decision. And then we'll see where we are in March.
Sure. Did you say 11 a.m. on March 23rd, Your Honor?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Mr. Birdsong, if you will be here also on that date remotely, just as we're doing today, let me tell you something, Mr. Birdsong. Do not fall out of compliance with probation between now and March. It's going to be very important, okay, in terms of what we're going to do with your case. Okay? All right. Well, you need to finish BIP. You need to do BIP, finish BIP, however that's going, and then we'll review it then. Okay?
We excuse, Your Honor?
You are excused. Thank you
Thank you.
very much. Thank you, Mr. Birdsong.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
Anyone left?
That is it for this morning's docket, Judge. I just have Ms. Caballero on final